Being able to consistently score touchdowns in the red zone can be the difference of being good on offense in Madden and being great. So today I'm going to break down 3 red zone concepts that can be run in basically any scheme or playbook in Madden to score easy touchdowns every time you get down to the red zone. Now the first play we're looking at is this verticals concept out of bunch looks, and this has been my favorite red zone concept for years. And the first read is going to be the running back going up the shallow seam, and this can lead to a ton of easy touchdowns. But then if that is taken away, there's also a slant we can throw in the back corner of the end zone. This can be run out of any formation where you have a bunch with your running back either directly behind the QB or beside him, but on the bunch side of the field. This is what allows us to get the wheel in behind the bunch and really is what makes the whole play work. But I'm using the play verticals in single back bunch, and it can be found in all of these playbooks. All right, so now down on the field, this is what it's going to look like before we do any of our adjustments. And I'm just going to kind of get to this point. So the first thing you're going to notice is we're going to have this receiver who's going to be split out wide, and he's actually going to motion down into a tighter split. This is one of the keys of this formation. There's really 3 things you need to recreate this. You need a receiver who either starts motioned in on like bunch X nasty or can be motioned into a tighter split. Then we need a bunch or a trips look on the wide side, and we need to be able to put our running back on a wheel route, and that can only be if he's directly behind the QB or if the QB's in shotgun and he's beside him on the same side as the bunch. So those are the 3 things we need. So you're going to see right away, you want to motion this player in and you want to put him on a hitch route. So you'll see this is what it's going to look like when it's all set up. So you want to put this player on a hitch route. That is super important. The other thing we want always, no matter how you want to run this, is we want our running back on a wheel route. So hitch here, wheel here. Then the other big thing, other key is going to be the slant route. So I like to put the middle player in the bunch on a slant. We'll kind of get to that later, but that's what's going to be attacking this back corner. Then the other thing we need always on this play is a route that's going to the flat to help pull the flat defender out. Now on this play, that is going to be this outside player on the bunch. He's on this wheel route, and that is going to help pull the flat defender out to the sideline. The last adjustment I do on this play is I like to have my tight end and I put him on a curl route. Now having something in the middle of the field is just going to help hold the user there. So that's what we need. You need on this play to make it work. You need a hitch, you need a wheel route, you need a slant going to the short side corner, and you need something taking the player out to the flats. Now, the first read on this play is always going to be our running back on the wheel route. So we are just going to get back, and you're going to see we're going to drop back, and this is what it's going to look like. So the flat defender here is going to get widened out and pulled out to the outside receiver wheel route. Now we're going to have the tight end on the curl, and we're going to have the receiver on a slant that are really going to help hold the hooks and the user in the middle of the field. And now this running back is just going to get up the shallow seam. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind is the yardage too. So we're throwing this from the 9-yard line right here. As he cuts up, throw it right up that shallow seam. Here, we're going to run it from the 2-yard line. So this can be run from basically the 1 to 2 yard line all the way back to like the 20-yard line. The whole red zone this works. Exact same setup. Here's our running back from the 2-yard line. Look at the flat defender gets pulled out right here. Pulled out. We see user held in the middle of the field, this hook held in the middle of the field, and as soon as this running back cuts up field, you can just drop it into him for the touchdown just like that. So that was from the 9, we did it from the 2, and here we're doing it from the 14-yard line. Gonna work the exact same way. Flat defender pulled out, all these players in the middle of the field. As this wheel cuts up field, we do one juke and we fall into the end zone. So the wheel is the first place we always want to look, but we do have other options on this play, and this is what makes it so good. So if we ran this play a few times in the red zone, what you'll see is the user will either jump out, or we're going to have a hook, like a vert hook, something like that, that will play over the top of the running back and take it away. And that's where the rest of this play can be really good. So what did I say we need in this play? We need to have a receiver that we can motion down inside the numbers and put on a hitch. What this is going to do is going to help hold the flat defender and the deep blue defender. So this is a cover 3 deep blue defender, and he's going to get held inside at the numbers because of this hitch. Then what's going to happen is this slant is going to come all the way across the field, and look at that back corner, completely wide open. Flat defender gets held inside, this player gets held inside, and as soon as he gets about even with him, you can just pass lead this up and away, and the cover 3 corner corner, cover 2 corner, cover 4 deep quarter will not react before you can throw that into the pylon. Here it is again. Watch the corner route. So wheel route's taken away. Look at this. So this, I believe, is a cover 4. Could be a cover 3, but look at this. This player held inside. This player held inside. Flat defender, not held inside, but staying shallow. Now, as soon as our slant gets even with these players, we can throw this to the back corner, fire it in just like that, toe tap along the sideline. So it is that good, guys. So effective. Here it is. And obviously, the plays I'm breaking down today are more for zone coverage, but if they are running man coverage, this slant is the first place we want to look. So here, even if you don't have a route running, I think I have short in a lead on this player. He's going to get upfield, cut over the middle. They call man coverage. Wheels are taken away. So we just want to throw that slant. So that slant is always our next option. Then our last option on this play, guys, is going to be our tight end curl. So if we look and we say, I actually probably could have thrown the wheel there, but this guy's kind of breaking out to the wheel. Could have maybe thrown this slant, but the user's actually running with that. So what does that give us? That gives us our tight end just sitting down in the zone coverage, and we can drop it down to him against zone and just fire it in. So that is the red zone running back wheel play, guys, and one of my favorite red zone concepts in the game. The second red zone concept we're looking at is flanker spot. This is all based around having a tight formation where we have a corner route going to the back of the end zone to the boundary. We'll have a streak that will hold the deep blue defender in the back of the end zone. Then we're going to have a running back pulling down the flat defender, and this corner route will get wide open in the back corner. This play can work with any tight formation where we have a corner route going to the short side of the field, back corner of the end zone. But the play I am using is going to be flanker spot and gun tight Y off weak, and it can be found in all of these playbooks. All right, guys, so another amazing zone beater in the red zone here. Now, this play, like I said, it can work basically with any tight formation. All you want on this play is a tight formation where we have a corner route going to the short side of the field. So we always want to run our corner out to the short side. The other thing is if it's too tight of a formation, we need our outside player here. We want to put him on a slant or a fade, and we got to make sure he's wide enough that he can really impact these deep blue defenders on the back. So if it's a cover 4, cover 3, or cover 2, if he's too inside of a tight split and he runs the fade, sometimes a cover 3 or cover 4 won't come over there. So get a tight formation, but if it's a little bit wider of a split like this, it's going to work even better. Now, for this play, this is what it looks like pre-snap. The only adjustment is take this outside player on the tight here and put him on a streak or a fade. That is literally it for this setup. Basically, what we want, if you want to recreate this in another formation, we want a corner route going to the short side. We want a streak, pulling these deep blue defenders back. We need a running back or a drag, something on this side of the field that's going to pull down the flat defender. Then the other aspect I recommend is having something like this. Here we have kind of this dig post going to the middle of the field. It could be this, it could be a slant, it could be a post, it could be just a normal dig. Something attacking the middle of the field if the user vacates. That is what you need to recreate this. But if you want to just use it exactly how I have it set up, this is what we do. Now, to get into the breakdown here, the read is always going to be the corner route first. You can basically throw this almost every single time against cover 3, cover 4, cover 2, any version of zone. So we're going to drop back. This is going to be cover 3. So right here we can see 1 deep, 2 deep, 3 deep. Now, what is going to happen on this play, guys, and keep in mind where we're running this. This is the 13-yard line. You can run this basically all the way down the red zone. So what's going to happen is this deep blue defender is going to get held in by the streak. He is going to stay on this streak because he has to be coded to stay on the inside player because it's more dangerous. So he's going to stay on this player. The flat defender here, if it's a hard flat, he's going to jump down right away no matter what. Even if it's a curl or a cloud, a lot of the time he's going to stay at 5 to 6 yards, and this corner route's going to get behind him. So watch this cover 3 player. He's going to stay inside, and as soon as this player breaks outside of him, we want to pass lead this away from him towards the sideline and just pass lead it as far away from that guy as you can, and you can just drop it in along the corner for an easy touchdown. So that was like the 13-yard line. Here we're running it from the 8-yard line. It's going to work the exact same way. Watch this. So deep blue defender right here is going to get held inside. Here's the flat defender. Gets, pulled right down to the running back. The user sees 2 players in the middle. He has to kind of respect that. And now this corner route's going to break to the sideline. This player is going to be playing way too high, and you can just lead that away from him. Easy touchdown basically every time. Now we're running it from the 2-yard line. So you can run this close to the end zone. The only thing here that you want to do different is you want to smart route this corner route. So you'll see how much sharper it's breaking. You can smart route inside like the 5 to 10 yard line, and it's basically just going to make him cut at the end zone. So smart route this route, and now it's going to work the exact same way. You're going to watch right here. So deep blue defender is going to get held inside just enough. He does start to break because it's a little closer, but we're already crossed his face. Flat defender, there's no way. The flat defender starting here, there's no way he's going to be able to get out to that corner, and you can just drop this in along the sideline. Look, like there's no one within 6 yards of you. Easy touchdown from the 2-yard line. So that is our first option always, guys, is going to be the corner route. Now, if they switch to man, or if the user leaves the middle of the field to take this corner route, that is where we want to start working the middle of the field. So right here, watch the user. He's kind of staying shallow, but they switch to man coverage, and this backside, this is why you want a dig, slant, post, something backside that can beat man coverage, or if the user leaves. So right here, user kind of plays to that side, but look at that side, just a total mess because there's a lot of action going on. We have this dig just kind of coming in over the middle, throw this up over the user's head, and we fire that in. And that can be a really good play versus zone as well. If you throw that corner route a few times, I don't actually have a clip of it, but if you throw that corner route a few times and the user leaves to go help, now the middle of the field is going to be open, and that's where you want to throw that dig, slant, whatever you have working on the backside. Then the last part of this play, guys, we're running this from the 12-yard line. If they're playing zone drops, anything like that, and they're actually not, the flat defender is not coming down on the running back, then, it's 2nd and 10 here from the 12. Then we can just go to the running back in the flats right away. Let it get it into his hands, get it into a playmaker's hands. And now we got it 3rd and 1 from like the 3-yard line. So if the flat defender is playing way back in the red zone, take that easy play in the flats. And this, guys, is another play. Can recreate that in almost any formation, any scheme, and it is very, very effective. Okay, the next concept we're looking at is going to be this red zone scissors play, and this is incredibly underrated, and I don't see many people running this online. You can score a ton of easy touchdowns with your running back getting open in the back corner of the end zone super consistently. The key on this play is the running back corner route, and this scissor concept can be found in basically any playbook in the game in a ton of different formations, but the one I'm breaking down here is red zone scissor in gun doubles, and it can be found in all of these books. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like, guys, once I have all my adjustments. Now, the key for this play is going to be this short side of the field. So we want to have this red zone scissor. So this is the scissor right here, and here. That's called the scissor, basically like a switch release. That is our key. We want to find one where we have this running back on the corner route. We always want to run it to the short side of the field. The 2 other routes we need a vertical route like this, which I didn't adjust. This is stock in the play. This is going to help that hold that deep blue defender up top in the back of the end zone. Then we want our tight end or a slot receiver running right to the flat, which also I didn't adjust. This is already in there. So that is it. That play comes stock in basically every red zone scissors concept. Run it to the short side, and that's all you need. Then on the back side, basically all I want is, here I'm doing a hitch and a slant. You can basically do whatever. I just want at least one route attacking the middle of the field. It's going to work kind of similar to the corner route play we just went over. Have a route attacking the middle of the field that can work against man, or if the user leaves to take the running back vertical route, then we have something attacking the middle of the field and replacing. So here I have a hitch and a slant. You really can kind of do whatever you want. If there's a post, if there's a dig, if there's a slant, anything like that. But always the running back is going to be the first place we look. And basically how this play works is right here. What's going to happen? The flat defender, if they're playing a hard flat, which most people do in the red zone, here we're running it from the 12-yard line, they're going to run to this tight end route every single time right away. They're just going to run there. Then the deep blue defender, he's going to have to run and respect this vertical route down the field, and he's going to stay with him up along the back corner, back sideline of the end zone. Then this running back route is basically just going to go boom, up, and then break to the sideline. And as soon as he breaks, we can just drop this in. And now I wanted to watch this play. Look, we've run this before on this guy. The user actually sees this route and comes with it, but he had to run so far and it is so open, he didn't even have a shot, and we can just drop that in. Like, look at how wide open that is from like the 9-yard line. You can run it really close to the end zone too. Here we're running it from the 6-yard line, gonna work the exact same way. So right here, watch, boom. So flat defender, he kind of gets hit here, but the flat defender is gonna go right to the sideline. Deep blue defender is gonna get held right here. Running back's gonna come out of the backfield, get vertical up the field, and now we can just fire this in along the corner, right along the sideline, drop that in for an easy gain. Should have one more. So that was at the 6. The first one was like the 9. Here it is from the 15-yard line. It can work that far out. So right here, flat defender is going to fire right down. This is exactly how it'll look. So flat defender, going to jump down to the tight end. Deep blue defender, he's going to have to respect this vertical route right here. User playing in the middle of the field like most users do. And this running back is just going to get wide open along the sideline right here. And as soon as he cuts up field, we can just drop it into him for an absolutely easy touchdown. So that is always our first, read, guys. Look to the running back. Now, if they switch to man, or this side just, these players kind of actually bundle it up, or if the user leaves to take the running back vertical route, that is where we want to look to this backside slant. Now here, the user actually does a good job of taking it away, but I high point this football, throw it up over his head, and we're able to drop it in. So if user vacates or that running back, is taken away, then we want to look to the middle of the field, or if they're running man coverage. So this route doesn't really work against man coverage. We look to this side, totally bottled up, users kind of rushing. That's where we want to throw this backside slant. And here you'll see he kind of goes upfield. We have a little bit of a rud concept, and now the slant attack in the middle of the field if the scissors concept is taken away. Then the last part of this play, guys, is if you look to this sideline and we look at the flat defender, and the flat defender isn't playing hard flats, he's actually dropping back, then we just want to throw this tight end right away, because now the flat defender is going to be getting underneath our running back vertical route. We can already tell pre-snap that this guy is not playing hard flats because he would have jumped down to the tight end right away. So now just quick throw this tight end in the flats, rack catch it, and we had it on the 19. Now we have it on, the 9-yard line, 4th and 1, super easy down that we can run whatever we want. So that is red zone scissors, super underrated, and you can run that in almost any playbook. Then if you want to take your Madden game to the next level, you need to check out my website, Scheme Kings. I have so much more content that goes up that you can only find on the site, like my new nickel 3-3 Cub defense that went up this week, and it is one of the best defensive mini schemes I have ever put out, and it is part of my new attacking Ravens defensive scheme I am in the process of putting out between Scheme Kings and on YouTube. Then also on the site, you can find 4 of my other full schemes that are out so far for Madden 24, with my NFL spread offensive scheme, my Georgia Bulldogs match-based defense, my wide zone offense, and my NFL Mount Rushmore offense. You can also get access to my playbooks on Scheme Kings, which are full written breakdowns for my schemes, and I have 10 out so far, with my newest being my Mount Rushmore offense that is 66 pages long and will make running each one of these schemes so much easier and so much more effective. Then there's also a sale on the site. Use code RAVENS at checkout for 50% off your first month, and this is going to run till March 21st. If you want to check out Scheme Kings, it will be linked down in the description below. Now, these 3 plays should allow you to cap off your drives in the end zone every time you go down the field. And then remember, there's my nickel 3-3 Cub mini scheme up on Scheme Kings right now that is going to give you an amazing defense to run. Then if you're looking for a full in-depth defensive scheme, I'm working on my Ravens attacking defense right now, and it is going to be one of the best you will use all year, and you can check out the intro video for that defense right here.